Guys, Magic Spoon has become my family's go-to breakfast and afternoon snack. Each serving has 0 sugar, 13 to 14 grams of protein, 4 net grams of carbs, and only 140 calories per serving. You can feel good about eating it, and best of all, Magic Spoon tastes amazing. There's 8 delicious flavors: cocoa, fruity, frosted, peanut butter, cinnamon, blueberry, maple, waffle, and you gotta try cookies and cream. I'll tell you though, honestly, I think my favorite is frosted. Magic Spoon also drops limited edition flavors all the time. Magic Spoon is keto-friendly, gluten-free, grain-free, soy-free, low-carb, and GMO-free. Magic Spoon is so confident in their product. It is backed with a 100% happiness guarantee. So if you don't like it for any reason, they'll refund your money, no questions asked. Here's a Black Friday, Cyber Monday offer you can't refuse. Build your own 4-pack and save 20% off through November 29th. Just click the link below for 20% off or go to magicspoon.com/ChaelBF. So get there before it ends on Cyber Monday. Also, for my Canadian and British fans, Magic Spoon is now shipping to Canada and the United Kingdom. All right, Uriah Faber came out. Uriah Faber said, hey, Colby Covington is actually a really good guy. Hold that thought. Does it matter? Like, does it matter if he's a really nice guy? If he's playing a certain character and persona and he's selling out Madison Square Garden, for goodness sake, does it matter if he's a really nice guy? But Uriah felt compelled to say it, and I have those same compulsions. Why? Like, I'm doing that right now with anybody that will listen over my guy, Sean Strickland. Sean Strickland is one of my favorite guys in the sport, one of my favorite guys I have ever met, one of the most positive experiences I have ever had with a training partner who I am going to trust every day with my body is Sean Strickland. But Sean wants you all to think he's out of his mind. Sean is going after the crazy market, which I didn't know was a thing. Like when Roy Nelson was rubbing the tummy and going after the everyman market, the regular guy, I didn't know there was a market for that until I saw people giving Roy standing ovations. I didn't know there was a crazy market until Sean Strickland took it over and now he's the top of the bill. Like, I just didn't know these things. But I do feel compelled to come out and tell you guys, even in spite of Sean working very hard to capture the, I'm a lunatic. I feel compelled to tell you, no, he's not. He's a great guy. So now Uriah comes out and he does this with Colby and says he's a really good guy. Why do we have that compulsion? Because what difference does it make? What does it actually matter? But there is an answer here. Uriah's a very smart guy and he chose to say this anyway, so I'm going to guess. I'm going to guess that Uriah is trying to give a larger message to the people with a sharp ear who are listening. And he's trying to tell other fighters there's nothing wrong with grabbing a gimmick. And this is one of the guys who grabbed the first ever gimmicks, the California Kid. Nobody had a nickname that cool. Then he comes out to that song, California. I've watched the arenas light up. I do not know if there is a walkout song that gets more of a reaction in all of MMA. You want to know who had another great one? You want to know one of the other great walkout songs? Chris Weidman's. Like, that song and Chris Weidman are absolutely tied together. And if you know Chris's, they're perfect. He's the All-American. It's perfect. But California, when that music hits the speakers, it is electrifying. Uriah is one of the original gimmicks. Then he started wearing a headband and he was growing his hair long because it's the kid thing from California and there's like a surfer angle. Even if he's not a surfer, he starts getting the tan and the muscles are like he played a gimmick. Even he'll never admit, Uriah will never admit that he was ahead of the curve in terms of marketing and playing a character, but he was. And I think that he's saying these things about Colby, trying to give a message to the other fighters out there. And he's trying to get you to understand that the only commodity that you are given in this space, you have a contract. There's things that come with that, but the one and only commodity that you have, and the only way you're going to monetize it, is the performance. You have nothing else. If you get hurt or sick or injured or tired of doing it, the paychecks quit coming in. If you are one of the rare guys like Colby, like what Sean Strickland's carving out. He's still in the process. A year from now, it'll be a little clear. But Sean's working something here. If you are the California Kid, if you are McGregor, the Notorious, if you Rampage deserves a lot of credit. Rampage is one of the original characters. I never hear Rampage get credit. I've been in conversation. Who's the greatest trash talker in the history of MMA, Chael? Is it you or is it Conor? You guys are forgetting Rampage. You guys are forgetting the original character who used charm and charisma. I have never, prior to Rampage, I have post-Rampage, done it with Conor. I have never been in a living room watching a pay-per-view and had anybody shush the onlookers for a post-fight speech aside from Rampage. You never wanted to miss what he was going to say, whether he won or lost. He had the chain. He had the howl. It seemed simple. Uriah had the hair. He had the tan. It seemed simple. Sean Strickland is going to be crazy and Roy Nelson is going to be overweight. But these things work. You find it and you go with it. And I think that that's what Uriah is trying to tell you, just not in so many words. He's trying to tell you, hey man, it's not always what it seems. Don't always worry about what's on the test. Sometimes just listen to the class. You don't want to see how the sausage is made. Right, I could probably keep doing it. I could probably keep doing metaphors. But you get my point. And I think that that's what Uriah is saying, is there's more to it. There's more to getting attention. And if your story and your life story isn't all that compelling, change it. This happened when I was in the 6th grade. If you wanted to be a rapper in the 6th grade, and I was very into 2 forms of music, country and rap. It was a very strange combination. My friends used to always tell me that. I either got Willie Nelson cassettes going, or do you remember 2 Live Crew? 2 Live Crew was a little bit harsh for me. But Digital Underground, Run DMC, these were the tapes that I would listen to with my buddy Justin. This is what we liked. Justin liked country, and we liked rap. But you could not be a rapper to get on the big networks unless you had some kind of a gangster background. So in comes this white guy. His name is Rob Van Winkle. Rob Van Winkle doesn't sell, according to Rob Van Winkle, so he changed his name to Vanilla Ice. He was a nice kid from the suburbs. He created a story that he had been shot 6 times. No one knew the difference. It was just a story. 50 Cent has been walking around with a bulletproof vest on as though his life is in danger for years. When I was getting ready to fight Anderson Silva the 2nd time, that fight was going to be in Brazil, where I was public enemy number 1. And you've heard the Brazilian crowd chant before, "You will die, you will die." Like in America, that's very tough stuff. Over there, they're going to chant, "You will die," but they'll shake your hand when you're done. It's just different, but we didn't all know the Brazilian audience at that time. We were very intimidated by it. I was with Tap Out. And Tap Out was going to make a shirt for me that looked like a bulletproof vest. That's what I was going to wear to the ring. It was just going to be a shirt you could pull, but it was going to look like a bulletproof vest. It was stealing a little bit of the idea from 50 Cent, but I could even tie it back to Rob Van Winkle, known as Vanilla Ice, where you're just attempting to tell a story. And you're attempting to tell the best story that there is. And it doesn't make you a liar. It doesn't make you disingenuous. It makes you a storyteller. And there can be a very fine line of when you're going to turn that on and when you're going to turn that off. I had to be before a commission before. And the commissioner paid me a compliment publicly. Said, "You're a very good speaker, Mr. Sonnen. You're a very good storyteller. But how do we, this commission, know the difference? How do we know the difference between a performance and testimony?" And I said, well, one's under oath. And you kind of answered your own question. The character stops out there, but if I'm in a room full of commissioners that want to arrest and imprison Al Pacino because they saw him selling cocaine and killing people with machetes, that's called the movie Scarface. One is testimony under oath, and one is a performance. That's how you know the difference. Little bit condescending by me, little bit of a sharp response by me. But I couldn't believe I was being asked it by a government official. I still can't believe some of the things that those government officials asked me. They were absolutely ridiculous. How do you know the difference? How do you know the difference in a performance and testimony? That was a really stupid question. That was the same day I was asked, have you ever taken a performance enhancer? I'm under oath. So, fellas, I've never taken anything in my life unless I had a reasonable belief it would enhance my performance, you fool. You think I was trying to get worse through supplementation? Like, what? Is this thing on? Are we really doing this? Okay. But I think that is Uriah's message. I really do. And I think that it's a very good message. Uriah was very quick with it. He was very short. I've added all sorts of words that he didn't say. But there's a reason that he said it. There's a reason that he felt compelled to say it. Colby's a wrestler, Uriah's a wrestler. Colby's from the Pac-10, Uriah's from the Pac-10. I mean, just by example, they have a bond. I don't know what their personal relationship is, but it exists. It exists even if they've never met each other. It exists. And Uriah felt the need to publicly defend Colby, and I feel that same need. I used to have to do it with Colby, but now you guys get it. You guys get it. And the guy's a winner. He sold out Madison Square Garden, right? He was this close to becoming the world champion. Colby, he did it. It's not a question anymore. It's still a question with Sean Strickland. How big is the crazy people market? Well, it's big enough that Sean is one of the hottest names in the sport, and he's now a main eventer on ESPN. There's something there, but we didn't know it existed. Why does Uriah feel compelled to set the story straight on Colby? Why do I feel the same compulsion to set it straight on Sean? It's a deeper psychological question, but if you read between the lines, you'll find the answer.